Hey guys, it's Shadowswoman. We have League of Legends patch 4.7 notes. We've got a couple of champion changes. We got Braum being introduced this patch. We got a couple of item changes, a couple of map changes, and a couple of other stuff as well. But yeah, let's just move on, shall we? Not gonna go ahead and read this because it's the gist of all this is they're trying to focus on junglers that are just going for that feral flare, and they kind of nerfed it so that way it's still gonna be a staple in the build, but it's not the end all be all where junglers are gonna outgold mid laners or top laners, specifically mid laners that have a lot more farm than the jungle does. They've also hit a nerf a little bit on Kassadin. They've buffed Jarvan and Malphite, but yeah, we'll get more into that later. So Braum, he is in this patch. If you guys want to check out more about Braum, click the annotation in the top left. I did a brief overview of him. I'll do another overview once, they really release him in this patch later on. So, yeah, check that out later on, I guess. So, yeah, again, he is in this patch, just they'll release him later on like they did with, like, Lucian, Lissandra, all the other champions that they've done that for, so, yeah. Gragas, they gave his barrel roll a new utility, now grants vision after it reaches its destination. And they just wanted, for clarity on this, they reduced, the reduced size of cast indicator to better represent the actual radius. So yeah, they reduced the size of the cast indicator, but again, they gave it vision upon its destination. Drunken Rage buff no longer consumed on hitting a ward. That's good. So that's a nice bug fix. And his ultimate explosive cast, the range has been improved from 1050 to 1150, and they reduced size of cast indicator to better represent the actual radius. So that's good. A nice little buff to Gragas, a nice bug fix, and again, nice buff in the form of his ult. With Jarvan, his passive Martial Cadence, the damage is now 10% at all levels instead of scaling from 6 to 10% at levels 1, 7, and 13. 6, 8, 10 is the level scaling went. 6 at level 1, 7 or 8 at level 7, and 10 at level 13. Now it's just 10% flat. Same target cooldown went from 6 seconds at all levels to 10 seconds at level 1, 8 seconds at level 7, and 6 seconds at level 13. So they pretty much did a reversal on the passive between the cooldown and the damage. Just they swapped the timers. It's alright. And his W Golden Aegis, it's now 30 mana at all ranks instead of scaling up from 45 all the way up to 65. Kassadin, they nerfed his Null Sphere, the Magic Shield component rather. It now gives you 160 magic damage shield and a 0.3 AP scaling, down from a 200 max shield with a 0.8 AP scaling. So, yeah. Kha'Zix. His Q, Taste Their Fear / Evolved Enlarged Claws. Isolation radius is now 500 units from nearest ally. And new gameplay turrets now count as allies when determining whether a target is isolated. So now, targets have to be even further away. Which, in my honest opinion, that's better. Because I've been super close to, or close enough to allies like 500, maybe 450, and I still get hit with that giant extra damage bonus. Yeah, that just wasn't fair. So they kind of nerfed that, and also nerfed it in the form of, hey, if somebody's near a turret and you hit them, no, that's not gonna fly. And Void Assault / Evolved Active Camouflage. The stealth recast is now 2 seconds between stealth casts, which 1 second kind of felt a little too quick for me, so 2 seconds, it's a good middle ground there. Lissandra, her ultimate Frozen Tomb, now stops enemy champions' movement immediately upon application of the stun. Dashes, jumps, etc. will all be halted. And Bug Fix now goes on cooldown when it finishes casting instead of when it begins casting. So, yeah. I like that new utility for her ultimate. It's very, very good, and we should be seeing more people playing Lissandra and using her ult better, and less people escaping from her ultimate when they cast or when she casts it on them. Malphite, his passive Granite Shield, the recharge rate went from 10 seconds at all levels to 10 at level 1, 8 at level 7, and 6 seconds at level 13. And Brutal Strikes, his W, now costs 25 at all ranks, instead of scaling from 50 to 70. So, I like that buff for Malphite. Misfortune, her Q double up, it's got a new AP ratio. AP ratio on the first target hit is 0.35, and on the second target it's 0.5. So yeah, that's pretty good. So items such as, in a Trinity Force should be rather good for her. That's not bad at all. Changes and bug fixes for Fizz. They've got Playful/Trickster, fixed a bug where fixed some cases where Fizz could be stunned or rooted while on his troll pole. Okay. Kog'Maw, pretty much just like Kassadin's ult, they added a mana cost display on the icon. And it now displays the actual cast range. Before it showed 1400, 1700, 2000, when the actual range is 1200, 1500, 1800. So good bug fixes there, better indicators too. Nautilus, his passive Staggering Blows, tooltip corrected to display actual time between roots on the same target. It's now 9 seconds from 12. Rengar, his passive Unseen Predator, using an empowered ability, passive bug fix rather, using an empowered ability immediately upon leaving the base, after leveling the base ability for the same time, no longer triggers the base ability's cooldown. Okay, pretty good. His Q, Savagery/Empowered Savagery. The bonus damage now amplifies Lifesteal. That's gonna be nice. Ooh, now applies Lifesteal. Yeah, that's gonna be nice for Rengar players. And Bone Tooth Necklace. Fix a bug where stack bonuses were being lost upon switching trinkets. Ooh, yeah, glad they fixed that bug. I've had issues with that. Shen, his ultimate, Stand United. Fix a bug where Stand United would occasionally cancel itself. Haven't had that happen to me or any of the games I've been in, but I know of cases where it has happened. So glad they fixed that bug. Twitch, generally included trinkets into his recommended items. They fixed a few audio bugs, preventing his voiceover interactions from working. His Q, Ambush, fixed a display bug where Ambush's cooldown would appear to start when Twitch entered stealth, but reset its actual cooldown once the stealth effect ended. So glad they fixed that bug. And his ultimate Rat-Tat-Tat-Tat fixed a bug where it would sometimes critically strike towers. That was not intended, and yeah, they fixed that. Vladimir, Sanguine Pool, fixed a bug where Vladimir could sometimes be stunned or rooted while in his troll pool. And bug fix, tooltip corrected to indicate the actual heal amount. It did say 12.5%, but it's actually 15%. He's been out for how long? They finally fixed that? Yeah. Summoner spells. They removed the Grievous Wound healing, or Grievous Wound cleansing. So yeah. You can now no longer remove Grievous Wounds with heal. Okay. For graphical updates for the spells, the Flash particles have been updated, Clarity particles and sound have been updated, Cleanse particle and sound have been updated, Exhaust particle and sound have been updated, as well as Revive particle and sound, and screenshots in the spells tab of your profile have been updated according to recent changes. Items, the Feral Flare line, the Madrid's Razors, the main passive went from plus 60 damage against monsters to plus 50 damage. Wriggle's Lantern, the new utility, kills and assists now count towards transforming to Feral Flare. and the passive went from 100 damage against monsters to 75 damage against monsters. Feral Flare went from 100 damage against monsters to 75 extra damage against monsters. The healing scaling has been removed. The transform stat bonus has been removed. The attack damage went from 15 extra damage to 12. The attack speed went from 35% to 30. So, yeah. They kind of hit it in good ways, though. It's not bad, but, it's not horrible. You're still going to get it. It's just not the end-all, be-all now. Sunfire Cape, the visual particles have been updated. Aggro display. Minions and monster aggro display. It's now animated HP bar icon instead of just an orange outline. And they removed the champion aggro display since, yeah, it's whatever. Summoner's Rift. The trinkets now have a 30-second starting cooldown. Dragon Global Gold went from 125 to 145. Turrets. New fortification. All outer turrets have fortification. They just added that to bottom lane. Fortification damage reduction went from 20 to 30. And fortification duration went from 480 seconds to 420. So yeah, let's see, that's 60, 120, 180, 240, 300. Yeah, that's what, 6 minutes? 7 minutes? Something like that? So yeah, that's not bad at all. Summoner's Rift and Twisted Tree Line. They fixed a bug in the jungle. Fixed a bug where abilities that dealt damage based on a maximum monster health were being calculated on base health instead of actual max health. This is a mid to late game buff in all affected cases. Crystal Scar, they hit Thresh. His passive Soul Damnation went from soul stacks, you got 4 per unit. It's now 2 per unit. Casting his Rift Walk. His cooldown's been changed from 987 to 975 for ultimate. There's a new item, Soul Anchor. Yeah, this is going to be for Dominion, it looks like. There's a charge rate of +1, or at level, yeah, hold on. It's finally here. With Revive being such a dominant spell on Dominion, we realized we could take advantage of this unused trinket slot to create more diversity while also balancing its use case. Charge rate +1 at levels 1, 9, 14. Charge cap, it's 2. Level 14 charge will disappear if unstorable. Utility grants a short burst of movement speed on revive, and cast Soul Anchor version of Rengar's Bone Tooth Necklace added. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I haven't played Dominion in like a year and a half, so yeah. The bots, they've improved those. They improved the ignore feature in the League of Legends client. Team Builder. Solo players can now see which roles/position combinations are in high demand when deciding their spec. The estimated wait times for solo players are now more accurate. Team Builder matchmaking has been improved. The Play Again button has been added to the post-game screen, allowing captains to automatically invite their friends from the same match to a new Team Builder lobby. And Team Builder invites are now labeled as Team Builder instead of Classic. And upcoming skins, guys, we've all wanted to see these. So we've got, this is Dragon Slayer Braum, and damn, that looks like my warrior from WoW and vanilla. Look, that's like a Nexia's head in WoW. That's the Skullflame shield pretty much. Moving on, we've got Dragon Slayer Pantheon, which, yes, please, I will buy that skin as soon as I can. And Night Hunter Rengar. Woo-hoo-hoo! That looks nice too. So yeah, guys, that is it. Yeah, the following skins will be released at various times throughout patch 4.7, Dragon Slayer Braum, Dragon Slayer Pantheon, and Night Hunter Rengar. Personally, I'm going to buy the Dragon Slayer Pantheon, as well as probably the Night Hunter Rengar. and just love them. I also need to buy other skins, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, guys, that's it. Those are the patch 4.7 notes. If you want to check everything out for yourself, go hit the link in the description down below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, guys. And again, wait for my video on Braum and wait for my impressions on him. Because you guys know I'll give you complete and honest, review on him and give you guys my impression. So that's it, guys. My name has been Shot as well. I'll talk to you all next time.